extremely humbled, extremely honored to be in the presence of honorables. May all the honorables rise. Wow. Saying thank you so much to head teacher Miriam, who was loyal, all the teaching staff of BSK. I'm so glad to be here. I told your head teacher that today is going to be my best and my most favorite leadership coaching session because I have over-prepared. When I heard that I'm going to speak to honorables, I was like, wow, I must give my best. So turn to your neighbor, look them in the eyes, and tell them that you are important. Come on, don't be shy. Tell them and mean it that you are important and you are going to change the world. All right, let's take our seats. As you've heard, my name is Richard Maibesa. I'll tell you something interesting. I was one time a prefect, yes, in my high school. So I know what it means to be a leader. And I've always led in the functions that I do. I'm an author and a poet as well. My passion is coaching, helping people develop themselves and, of course, find their leadership mantle. I was so privileged. I've won a number of awards, just a few of them put there. What I didn't put is I'm also a judge. I'm now on a panel of judges that judge authors across Africa, the continent, and to help improve our writing skills. I love poetry and I'm a poet. My third book, Feast of the Night, is a book of poems. So I'm so inspired to be with you. I was also quoted by Oprah. I believe you all know Oprah Winfrey. So that gives credibility to the work. So what I'm going to share with you today, please prepare yourselves. I start by saying, I have never forgotten all the prefects I had from primary. And I'm 40 years now. So meaning that the people you're leading or going to lead will never forget you. Trust me, they'll never forget you for the rest of your lives. I've met some of my my prefects in my secondary school, and I always say, wow. So I always remember them for how they learned at that time. So the privilege that you have to lead others is because they have chosen you. I know you went through a very rigorous activity of campaigning. You did not get these responsibilities handed over to you, but you were entrusted by your fellow students to take leadership. So that is very important. That's why I meant it when I say you are a very important person, because people trust that you are going to take them to the next level for them to achieve their dreams. All right, as a start, I'll just give you universal facts about leadership. Please pay attention. If you have a notebook, pick it. Take notes if you have to. But most importantly, please pay attention. I would like to ask, hope you understand me very well in terms of my English. I've been told my English is Ugandan, so sometimes I have to polish it up a bit. Am I clear? Yes. Thank you. All right. So what are some of the universal facts about leadership? John Quincy Adams was the 6th president of the United States between 1825 and 1829. He said, and I quote, "If your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader." I'll repeat for emphasis. He said, if your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader. What are the universal facts about leadership? One, as a leader, you have been chosen and purposed to impact value. During your campaigns, I have seen some of your videos. I won't mention who I saw campaigning, yeah? But I saw my brother there dancing. Were you the one dancing? Ah, okay. Maybe it's not. But your campaigns were quite intense.
He's the one, you're correct. He's the one.
He's the one who was dancing. Yeah, Desir. I saw, I've done my homework. So the campaigns were intense. So you've been chosen to impact value. What is the value that you're going to impact? I had some of you say that certain things in your manifesto because you wanted to be elected and voted into leadership. Now, right after you've been voted, the people who you will lead are paying attention to what you committed and what you promised to do. So how are you going to do it? The second universal fact about leadership is you are purposed to impact. What does it mean to impact? To impact means you have to deliver on your role as an honorable. But most importantly, you also have to deliver on your grades. Most times when you get elected as an honorable, we forget that we have the first purpose to impact value. Imparting value means that your guardians, your parents have sent you to BSK to excel. So you have to deliver and pass your exams. Not just pass your exams, because now that you're a prefect or you're an honorable, you're a person who sets an example for everyone else. So you have to live exemplarity because you will be a point of reference as a leader. So your grades have to be on point. You have to perform in class and also as an honorable. Are we together? Am I crystal clear? The third universal fact about leadership is your purpose to inspire. If you do not inspire people, then it means you expire people. What does it mean to expire people? Expiring people means that you are going to become oblivious. Oblivious or oblivion means that you will be forgotten. You will become irrelevant if you do not inspire people, because people that inspire others are people who are remembered for life and they are remembered forever. So I'll just fast track my presentation because I want to stick to time. We are all in a race. Do you agree with me? Are we all in a race? As human beings, yes. The moment you're born, you're taught by your parents, taken to school, you're now in secondary school. From here, you'll go to university. From university, you get a job, or you start a business or company, or you invent something. So we are all in a race in life. And partially, this is one of the races that you have just entered as a prefect or an honorable. Because people you lead have chosen, not under undue influence of duress or by force, but they've chosen voluntarily because they believe in you and they trust that you are going to help them achieve. There are three powers that every human being needs to learn and remember in a race. One, you must know the power to start. Must have the power to start. You started your campaigns, you have been elected, you have been recognized, and now you have to perform and deliver. Number two, the power to continue. Sorry, the word's a bit common. The power to continue. I've seen people who start very well, but along the way they give up because they didn't have the power to continue. So you must have the power to continue. What do I mean by continue? Not just in your perfect role, but continuing to excel and even get better and better. Then lastly, you need the power to finish. The power to finish well. The power to be remembered. The power to be one who will never be forgotten for life. Why? Because as I said, I remember all my prefects in my high school. As also a prefect, most people find me along Kampala and they say, "Hi, Richard, we remember you. I was an entertainment prefect in my high school." Yes, I was. So I know what it means to be a leader, and people are looking up to you to deliver. Please pay attention now. Effectiveness to remain a relevant leader. Context, the power to continue and the power to finish. You had the power to start because you campaigned, you've now been elected. So what about being elected? Honorable, so what about being elected? The power to continue and the power to finish. How do you remain relevant in your role as a leader? Number one, there are no shortcuts. You have to go in for the long haul. There are no shortcuts. No shortcuts on your grades. There are no shortcuts on leadership. There are no shortcuts on your friendships. You still have to perform. Go in for the long haul. Prepare yourself mentally. I know your school has the right systems to ensure that you excel and you succeed. So continue to believe in yourself, because begin with the end in mind. Because never know, some of you tomorrow may become great leaders, not just in Uganda, maybe across the continent or across the world. Because leadership is not just about a title. Leadership is about inspiring others to be better. Am I clear? So leadership is not the title. It's about inspiring others to be what? Better than they were. That is leadership. Become a collaborator. Work with the people you lead. Let me tell you, I love quotes. How many of us know Isaac Newton? What did he do? What is he known for? Huh? So what about gravity? What did he do with gravity? Uh-huh. Yes. Uh-huh. You're right. Yes, you're right. You said you figured out gravity. Uh-huh. What did you do? Sorry? I didn't hear you. Okay. Isaac Newton is known for discovering gravity. He's also the inventor of the laws of motion. Who knows the 3 laws of motion? Okay. Homework for us. Yes. Who does science? Who is the science class? I mean, all of you do science, right? Not all of you. Okay. Yes, every action has an equal, because he was a great scientist. It's also arguably say that he discovered calculus. However, he said in a quote, "If at all I've seen fire, it's because I have stood on the shoulders of giants." I repeat, he said, "If at all I've seen fire, it's because I have stood on the shoulders of giants." You can never succeed alone in life. Let in your role as an honorable today, you must collaborate with the people that you work with. You must collaborate. Ultimately, definitely collaborate. I cannot overemphasize that fact of collaboration. Always be a great and good listener. Sometimes it is said leaders do not listen. Why? Because they think they know. How many of us here know someone in the school who thinks they know and they know and they know and they are better than everybody else? Raise your hand but don't mention their names. How many of us know someone who thinks he's a know-it-all? I'm seeing some hands. Please don't look in any direction, because people may suspect. Yes, be a good listener. Why? As a leader, you can only lead when you have understood what the people you're leading need and what they are telling you. Some of them may be telling you something and you do not listen to them and give them audience, because as a leader, you are the bridge between this school administration and the fellow students. Correct or correct? Correct. So as a leader, you ought to be a good listener. Dale Carnegie is one of the greatest writers. I quote his work. He said in his book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, he said, number one, that one of the most universal human need for someone is to feel important. Did you just hear me? One of the universal human needs for a human being is to feel important. How do people feel important? They feel important when they feel respected. Remember, I'm using the word feel. I'm not using the word presumably. Feeling is contextualized for emotion because we are human beings that feel. And I will continue. And he also said the sound, the most beautiful sound in a human being's ear is the sound of their name. Leaders, how many of us know the names of everybody in our class? By show of hands. How many of us know the names of everybody in our school? In our school. You know the names of everybody in the school. In your school, correct? That's a hard one. Does the head girl know the names of everybody in the school? No. Yes.
Many of these prefects have been here since year one. Why they would know everyone in the school is because the school is a community school with people who know each other. Many of these children are interrelated. And the secondary school where we are now has 276 students. There is no way they can't know each other.
Okay, so we know, at least we know the name of everyone in the school. Correct. That is good. So always be a good listener, because the moment someone meets you the first time and say, "Hi, Jen," and if you're Jen, you'll be shocked. Do we have a Jen here? No. You'll be surprised and say, how does this person know me? So in a way, it becomes a bridge for you to trust them, correct? Hello?
Yes.
Am I making sense?
Yes.
Yes. Even if you saw a stranger and they say, "Hey," and they call you by name, it becomes easier for you to say, how does this person know me? Am I making sense? So it makes them trust you easier. Be comfortable being uncomfortable. I love the story of Pele. I wrote about him in my first book, Out of the Crowd. Very often, how many of us know Pele? Or have heard of, almost all of us here. Pele was a football or soccer legend. About 48 hours ago, I just learned that the name Pele has been curated in a Portuguese dictionary to mean greatness. Wow. 2 days ago, the name Pele has been put in a dictionary to mean greatness. Pele is one of the greatest footballers, greatest leaders that has ever lived. He was voted by the FIFA as the best footballer of the 21st century. He was great at what he did. When he was on the field, he would play and everyone would say, "Wow." When he held the ball, it was as if his heartbeat had synchronized with the ball. On the field, he would make scores and score with ease. Actually, when he passed on recently, his feet were actually curated and put in a museum for display to the world. Because the goals he scored with those feet, no other human being has broken that record thus far. Pele was profound. He was impactful. He was a great man because he became uncomfortable, because he became comfortable being uncomfortable. Hope I'm making sense. How did he become comfortable becoming uncomfortable? Is because of his training routine. He loved. In Brazil, there was a style of football called jinga. And that style of football is the football that was played on the streets. It was more than just football, it was a culture. And more than just a culture, it became a lifestyle. He was the finest. The president of Brazil at the time actually declared Pele a national treasure. Wow. No football club could take on the services of Pele because he was a national treasure. He could only play for Brazil, his country. He came from just being good to being great, from being great to becoming a legend. Because even today, his name has been put in a dictionary to mean greatness. Ladies and gentlemen, 20 years from today, 10 years from today, remember I said number one, going for the long haul. What will you be remembered for? These people you see here today, the 272 or 75 students in BSK have got to interact with you. How are they going to remember you tomorrow? Be comfortable, being uncomfortable. Be resilient in everything you do. How many of us know what resilience means by definition? Resilience, yes? What does it mean? Resilience means persist consistently and consistently persist. Hello? Sounds poetic, right? Persist consistently and consistently persist. Be consistent in what you do. You cannot be a person who is acing A's in term 1 and term 3 you're acing F's. It doesn't work that way. You have to be consistent. Everything you do, you ought to be consistent. Thomas Edison. How many of us have heard about Thomas Edison? Wow. Yes. What do you know about him? Awesome. He invented the light bulb. Thomas Edison was asked a question one time by a journalist who said, Thomas Edison, hey. Why? Because context, number one, it is said scientifically that the day the light bulb was invented, it revolutionized the world. Why? Because the world was only working 12 hours during day. So night was made possible. So the day now became possible 24 hours. Because with lights, factories would work, cars would move, and life would continue. Correct? He was a big disruptor. When he was asked by a journalist, why is it that you failed 1,000 times to try inventing the light bulb? He said and told them, I did not fail to invent the light bulb 1,000 times. But rather, I found out 1,000 times how not to make a light bulb. Is there a difference? Yes, because he was saying he was learning. How many of us have failed thrice, 3 times and feel like, wow, things are too hard? Thomas Edison failed 1,000 times. Not many people know that he had a laboratory that caught fire. He had insured half the value of the laboratory. So his son came to him and told him, Dad, our laboratory has caught fire and it's raised to ashes. We've lost everything we've worked for. Thomas Edison turned and looked at him and said, Son, worry not. We've only lost the laboratory, but we've not lost our brains. Ladies, your biggest tool is your mind and your imagination. As we go on, adapting and flexible. Be flexible and adaptable. Be open-minded. I can talk until kingdom come. I had a living from talking. How many of us have heard about the philosopher called Socrates? Okay, I'll just tell a quick story. Socrates was a great philosopher of his time. Emperors, Colossians would stand up and give Socrates standing ovations. He was impactful, was a great orator, well-built, very intelligent. What made him unique among others is because he had an open mind. He always believed that he did not know. He had this mindset that gave him the capacity to learn each and every time. One time, the Delphi oracle told Socrates, you're the wisest man of our time. Socrates said, no way, I can't be the wisest because there are other people who are better than I am. Why? He always had that humility and always knew there was someone who would be much better. So he was open-minded. He was a person who was willing to learn every day. So this made him very flexible and adaptable. Be present-minded, builds confidence. I love Maya Angelou. She's one of my favorite poets. How many of us have heard about Maya Angelou? Yeah? Why the Cage Bird Sings. Of course, she's done a number of poems, but I will forget what you say or do, but they will never forget how you make them feel. I'll repeat. People will forget what you say or do, but they'll never forget how you make them feel. Remember, I talk about feeling. Leadership is about feeling. How do you touch people? How do you make them feel when you relate with them? They'll never forget if you hurt them. And they also never forget if you lead them with respect and lead them with love. Because love is powerful, conquers all. As a leader, you ought to love the people that you are working with. Yeah?